Hey guys, I just wanted to share a few things with you this morning. One thing, it seems like every time in my life that everything was going not the way that I wanted it to, that's inevitably when I would hear a sermon about how it's all your responsibility. And at first I didn't get it. You know, no one wants to take responsibility for bad things. They just kind of want to pass the buck. But I remember one night I was in church and I was really having a difficult time in my life. And the pastor said, "You are where you are because of the decisions that you've made. But the most important decision you will ever make is the next one. Like, are you going to choose to stay in that spot or are you going to choose something different because you have the power?" And that was really a profound moment for me because, like I said, no one wants to take responsibility for the bad stuff. But as long as you're still blaming other people have to change in order for your life to get better. And that's the long wait for a train don't come. It's like, if I'm basing my entire life on, my parents or my friends or my boss or anything else, then I'm always just going to be miserable. But the second I decide, no, that's right, I'm going to make my life something worth living, then I take back responsibility from them and then I have the power in my hands to change my life to what I want it to be. So this same theme has come up several times in my life, so it's no surprise that this week when I started reading The Success Principles by Jack Canfield, the very first chapter talks about taking responsibility for your own life and fixing all the things that you don't like about it. But he words this one part really cool. Because he's talking about how you either create it or you allowed it to happen. And for me, that was always a struggle because especially when I was younger, there was things I would want to do, but then I was like, oh, but is this really God's will? I don't know if it is or isn't, whatever. And so I just wouldn't decide. Well, by not deciding, I ended up in a place I had the power to fix. I could have chosen something else, but because of indecision, I didn't. I was late on making that choice. That opportunity passed by, and then I ended up where I was. And so that was still my choice. But he has a few different examples here, like, you didn't follow through on your threat to take away privileges if the kids didn't clean up after themselves, and now the house looks like a war zone. That's on you. You didn't go back to school, and now you're being passed over for promotion. That's on you. And he says, realize that you are not the victim here. You stood passively by and let it happen. You didn't say anything, make a demand, make a request, say no, try something new, or leave. So in every situation in your life, even the ones that you really feel like you want to blame on other people, if you get to the real root of the issue, it was still you. By choice or by indecision, you have ended up where you are because of your choices, but that means you have all the power to change it. You have all the power to make new choices and to make different choices and to pick new friends or a new job or a new hobby or a new, anything that you want. Your life is yours to do with whatever you want to do with it. And so once you understand that and you take back that power, then you have the control. You're in the driver's seat again. I heard this quote one time that says, all men are self-made, but only the successful claim it. Because nobody wants to claim that this horrible, terrible life that they complain about constantly is their doing. But if you would ever just say, okay, you know what, God, this is true. I have ended up here based on my indecision, my fears, my insecurities. I'm allowing all of these outside forces to dominate my mind and to make my decisions for me. Today I choose to have courage, and today I choose to have the strength and the boldness to stand up and say, no, enough is enough. I want a good life. I want a happy home. I want a peaceful home. I want a job that fulfills me, that I'm passionate about. I want to do, X, Y, Z, whatever the things are that are on your heart, because that's what God puts you here for. And once you take the courage and the strength and you get with God and you make your plan and you change your life, then everything can fall into place and it can be so much more fulfilling. It's a little scary, but with God all things are possible. He says, do not be afraid. Have courage, go do you, and have a great, successful week.